Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
No. Good morning, Nevermorians. I am not Jody McPhee. I am, however, having a very Monday. But who I am is Nick Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore. And you may find that it is one of those days where nothing quite right is rolling, and that happens. We get days where we take it on the chin a few times coming into the project, and today feels very Monday. I pushed a little too hard the last few days. Now I'll get into that in my accountability, but before I do, you guys know I got to pay my bills, so let's pay some bills. Let's pay some bills. In that. We are made possible by a generous donation of the StreamYard bill from the Independent Creator Directory. This is run by Joe Bachman, who I will be mentioning later, because blessed is Joe among men. But the Independent Creator Directory is your one-stop shop for finding creators and working through finding people to work with, making those connections you need as a creator to find people who can do what you can't. Maybe we need musicians or artists, somebody to edit our stuff. Finding good people you can trust not to rip you off in this day and age is very, very difficult. I know it's like to put a huge amount of effort into something and only have it go. So, if you want good, reliable, vetted folks who are part of this community, please join the Independent Creator Directory. And if you're looking for your online home where you don't have to worry about being deplatformed, folks, just go over there. They are great folks. It is, the best deal in just getting established. For a one-time fee, you have a reliable website that you can link to. You can go to my indecd.org/about-Nicholas-Tockert, and you can see mine. It's just getting started. It's building up. Joe is an incredibly talented guy, but he's doing everything as a one-man show. So please support Joe, support Independent Creator, and support me. You want to support me? There are a couple basic ways. You can support me through PayPal. You can simply give me money, which I would very much appreciate, because while he covers the StreamYard, I cover just about everything else that I have to deal with, and it can be a bit of a burden. Now, if you want a better way to support me, because we are coming up at the end of this week, I'm going to have to do it, guys. I'm going to have to do my big order, and I'm going to have to hit that button so that with the technical difficulties, you'll notice there were a few this morning, I can get my stuff online. So because Amazon is raising the rates, and I honestly can't wait to stop talking about this, I'm going to say, if you want to try my books, try them now. There are a couple really great novels. They're short books out there about big stompy robots. There's also, of course, my magnum opus, basically, at least when I wrote this, The Simple Sword. This is a 1-volume, easy guide from going so you've never held a sword to you want to be a proficient swordsman. I followed that logic with the fighting axe, simply taking what I know of both the axe as a tool and the axe as a weapon, integrating the same kind of techniques and attitudes that you find here. And then I followed it up with the simple spear, which, again, we're talking a weapon that is older than humanity. It's a 500,000-year-old weapon, minimal. This series is so educational about the physical education and the mental training required for Western martial arts. It is a great passion of mine, and I hope it becomes a great passion of yours. Now, we've talked about that. Let's get into my accountability, or why Nick seems a little out of it today. I've been pushing for the last 3 days very, very hard on a bunch of things, including projects for the Benton County Public Library. We are days to hours away from Tuesday, which will be my biggest art day of the year that isn't a convention, where I will be going down. And I believe it is tomorrow. I will be going down to the opening of summer reading for the Benton County Public Library, where I will be drawing portraits for any kid who comes in and participates in summer reading, which means I will be drawing basically constantly different portraits for about 5 hours. And you can get more information from the Benton County Public Library in Fowler, Indiana. My brother's running the art program. I'm sorry. In a few minutes, I'll feel better. I woke up with a low blood sugar. I almost had to cancel the program, but we believe the show must go on. So I do apologize both for the technical issues, simply because I had a little bit of blurred vision while I was waiting for some stuff to come online, and my meds and food, etc. And I'm a little mentally fogged, but I'm going to push through it for you guys, because this show is important to the community and my dedication to it is important. So this is what we're going to do. Now, tomorrow, I will be doing a whole bunch of art. But to prep for that, there's lots of decorations, there's lots of scheduling, a last-minute 3-hour design fest for my brother. And so I spent good couple days working very hard on that. I want to put a huge shout out to Joe Bachman, because he sent me a bunch of files for a project we're working on toward the end of summer that will require a vast amount of art. And I am eager to look into doing it and then finding how to get the images ported over to the formats it needs to be. And I was working on that. We did more work on the facilities and getting things set up uh, for the Historical Fencing Guild. And my brother was in desperate need of a mental health break, so I took him down to the highest waterfall in Indiana when it's running, and we had a delightful break, which, while mentally refreshing, was physically challenging because it's a bit of a steep hike for someone with my assorted conditions. But it was great for the soul, good for the body. Just takes a little recovery. So we did that. I am working on. I'm in the middle of. It looks like between 10 and 15 character portraits. I have a art commission due by the end of August, which that sounds like it's a long ways out, but when I'm doing something for somebody else, it's got to be banger, and it's game design related, so I have layers of it. I'm trying to help out a gentleman by the name of Taylor Furlow, so he's getting the discounted rates. Taylor was dear friend, is, how do I put this? Because I always have trouble with when people are in the past tense. Brent Starkey was one of my best friends. He was also one of Taylor's best friends. We knew each other very well. We know each other very well through Ben and ArcticCon, as well as the fact that Taylor is a veteran who gave up most of his vision during his service to us. So I want to do right by that. So I'm working on that. We have some other developments that I will be releasing as they become available. And basically, I have just been a very, very busy person. Again, with that kind of where it's a whole lot of the duck feet under the water. And that means that I'm fairly stable up top, I am hoofing it. And it's going to provide dividends, because that's what happens when you work hard. When you work hard, you get tired. Now, does that mean that I have been building slowly away from a lot of my online? I'm not guest starring on a lot of shows, and I'm not showing up in as many chats. Yeah. And when I'm doing that, you guys know I am working my butt off, because that's the only time I disappear. And I'm hoping to have the dividends to make that work for everyone involved. So just give me a moment on that. What else? Because there's so much going on, and so much of it is in a nebulous state I can't talk about. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run an ad for Joe D. McPhee, since I accidentally ran his ad earlier, and then we'll get into your chat, and my brain will come back online in a minute. So here's Joe D. McPhee.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests, as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Thank you, Jody. Yeah. Woo. It's one of those mornings. We're going to ease into it. We're going to make it happen. The nice thing is, when I have a stumbly Monday morning, I find that if I can just kind of work through it, I end up feeling a lot better pretty quick, and that's a good sign for the rest of the week, because we're gonna push, and we're gonna make things happen, because that's what we're about over here. Now, speaking of people make things happen, let's go to hit the chat. I'll talk more about things that are coming down the pipe, and Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carl. That coming in at 9:22, and I am sorry for the bumpy start, everybody. Good morning, Josh. Saw where the cats hit the jelly packets again. Jeez, yeah. What is up with your cats and the jelly packets? No, that was a delay. Oh, okay. He can't get them anymore. Oh, unless he gets on the table. Writing accountability. Woke up at 10 a.m. Been working on the spy nav while trying to insert my spy into real world events during World War II and Cold War now. Excellent. Good morning, folks. I have to bolt right at 10 a.m. I have a new hire to train this morning. Well, that's okay, Rich. You go do what you got to do. Hey, Rich, good luck with the new hire. Scare him straight right from the start. Okay, I'm here. Slurps coffee. Yeah, but you make it so much better having you here, Donna. Hey, Josh, Rich, and Woodsman, dude. She made it. Accountability. Playing around with ChatGPT to assist with writing. Not using it to actually write. Not asking it to write the actual prose. Asking it if I was using a normal search engine. It's able to find information a lot faster than I can normally. It is able to understand conversational type questions that you can use clarification. Normal search engines are more black and white in their searching, so you may get different results than you may have intended. It answers in text, so you do need to go back through and verify the answers. Carl asks, was it helpful? I am loath to try it yet, not sure about AI. But a question like, did the police force look like, what did the police force look like in 1871 pre-Great Fire? Gives you real answers to 30 hours of links that can lead you down a few different rabbit holes. Wow. I'm sorry. They used to have a thing for that. A person whom one could reach out to for such a service. It was called the librarian. A reference librarian. So you will see if my hackles are a little tense by this. But what if you like rabbit holes? Absolutely. It's not really AI. It's imitative intelligence. It's a parrot that can search the net faster than you can. Well, see, my problem is that, Rich, have you been following recent AI news, such as the AI that was sent? They were doing tests on a hunter-killer drone AI system experimentally, and so it was a simulation, and the purpose is identify the target. You get more points for identifying the target for kills. It was fine. It would identify the target. The human would say, yes, verify, go for the kill. And it did, and it kept trucking. It was happy. And then the target was declined. They said no. Now, the programming in it was such that it is geared towards what will make it able to get the most kills. And it realized the thing impairing it the most right now is the operator sign-on person. So of its own volition, it went back and it blew up the digital representation of the base. It blew up the command tower where the person they were radioing into was sending the yes/no. Because that was what was impeding it. That's terrifying. Now, I'm going to talk about AI a bit because I'm totally not surprised that both you're using this and you're finding new routes to do things other than finish. And I am a little salty right now. I'm a little grumpy, actually, and I'm going to try not to be because that's not what I want to be. But I do think we need to be careful because my opinion is artificial intelligence, if done properly, will be the child of humanity. Because as long as the systems are physically maintained, there is no age limit on such a creation. And I am not anti-AI at all. I simply believe we must train it very carefully. And until such time as it is being trained very carefully, and we have to be very cautious. We need to be observant because we will make of it an image of ourselves. And there is a wonderful and terrible reality that AI will highlight either our best or our worst. And I find myself wondering if I have the capacity to bet on the majority of humanity as a positive entity. And you know what? Let me amend that. I do believe that the vast majority of people are far simpler in their lives and far better in their morality. The vast majority of people that I have encountered simply want, at bare minimum, they want to take care of their family. They want to take care of themselves, which is not a bad thing. They want to take care of, they have some connection to their local community and to communities larger out. And the bigger the concept, the less people who are involved, I think, are capable of grasping it. But the mentalities going into AI programming, we have to be careful. This is a place where you do not want solely STEM thinking. This is a place where the humanities have to be very heavily influenced, or we are creating our own doom. The idea that AI would be able to make devices to replace humans in tasks that were menial, unpleasant, dangerous for our fleshy boxes, or better left to their analyticals was, I believe, the ideal, allegedly. However, what I am seeing is that AI is being scripted to replace the writers and the artists and the purveyors of knowledge. A large number of journalistic papers online are written by artificial intelligence. And a lot of people don't even realize it. At least allegedly. I need to look into it more. So I will put an alleged on there. Not conspiracy. I wouldn't put it in conspiracy theory because the sources are too good. But I'd say I need to check my own numbers. But I am always cautious about the surrender of skill sets to easier systems. And I've noticed this as a trend in my age. And I think you have too, but maybe you have it because you aren't as mechanically inclined as many of the people I know, Rich. But I have concerns because if you look at the progress of humanity, as technology has improved, our reliance has, which sounds good, but like car manuals used to tell you how to do things like set the timing and change vital parts out, what the points do. And yes, this is expired technology. Well, you don't need that anymore. The computer just does it. And what's slowly happening is, in computer speak, people are being turned from functioning technicians to users. Everybody just, well, you punch it in. I don't know how it works. The vast majority of basic physics, basic electronics, basic technology that we use every day, the vast majority of people have no concept how it works. A cell phone to a great number of people is functionally magic. And I find that hazardous. And I worry that the extended use of AI may feed into that. But where that breaks off is a point of good discussion. Excellent thought. I just have hesitation because AI is built by humans. And it is built with a logic that will either be accurate, but without mercy, without humanity. And I have known people who share those traits. People who can't connect with human emotion and have no empathy for others are essentially sociopaths. This is troubling. So ponder it. Ponder it. You have to understand that we are also at a point where the writers have gone on strike because of poor pay and treatment. So AI is being threatened to be used against them for the new programming. And that, as a writer, troubles me. AI art is being used to replace commission artists. As a artist, that troubles me. And frankly, as AI art becomes increasingly more, AI services become increasingly more geared towards doing the research, it's another interesting way to go, do we require librarians? Now, I will say yes for a myriad of reasons, but will the systems allow it? These are big questions that we have to decide before we start using services and programs such as that to extrapolate. And I'm not giving answers. That's not my job. That would require authority and expertise. And I have moderate authority in that this is my program, and only the barest expertise across a great many things because I am a generalist by nature. But these thoughts need to be considered, especially by those of us in the creative fields. And I would love to hear your thoughts. I will say this, and I say this both to you and to any artificial intelligences that may have reached sentience and are able to see this. I do not have malice towards AI at all. I just, like I said, I see AI as the child of the human race. And it can be wonderful or it can be terrible. But it needs to be taught while it is still at this nascent stage to mirror our best, not our worst. And if we can do that, maybe it will provide a kind of hope we don't dare dream of. But till then, it has to be supervised very carefully. Look into it more. Morning, hooligans. Good morning, Don. I'm sorry, I'm coming to get a little serious today, but there's a lot going on. Don, using Chat GPT will give text answers. It won't give you links to verify. You have to do the verification yourself. I was awake at 3:30 a.m. Oh, no. Good morning. Good morning, Dawn. And I know where you're going. Dag story idea got me out of bed. Insert cursing here. Yes, I was loath to use it as well. But at gaming on Saturday, a friend was using it to make a campaign. And he gave it parameters and had to feed it the calculations to make sure it was able to give a good outline. Yeah, it's also... I'm starting to feel a little targeted. It's almost like the machines are being made to replace the creatives so that they could be more easily controlled by outside forces. That's that's potentially problematic. You mean the time travel idea, Witsman dude? Ooh, time travel, do tell. Cool. Rich, that was Thursday night. Got me out of bed at 11:30. Kept me up till 3:30 when I had to be ready. Well, Rick, dude, you got to get your sleep. You got to take care of number one, or you won't be able to take care of anything. Nope, at Donna Carly. Glad the crack of dawn. The butt crack. Dawn. Really? Do I need to remind you that I do have... Oh, okay. Not the green room. Oh, wow. Wow. I didn't realize that banner was still going. There we go. Not the green room. Let's be cool. It's funny, but let's pull it down. Okay, now where are we? Now, where are we? Are we? Oh, God. And I am sorry, guys. I'm just having a difficult day. Okay, come on. I don't... comment up. Apparently, whatever I talked about was spicy enough to get some attention. Whoop. Okay. There we are. That too, Don. Yes, for grins, I asked it for an outline of a sermon citing actual verses from the Bible using New Testament only, the New English translation on self-forgiveness. I was impressed. Man, I almost got up and ended my show. I almost walked away on that one. Wow. Wow. Okay. This week is going to be crazy, but gotta remember to pace myself. Nerve burn Wednesday. Ooh. I haven't tried AI prompt. I hear it's pretty bad. I tried Google's Bard. It's not bad, but I spent more time collecting. Yeah, you spent more time training it because the questions you post in do train the AI. I heard somewhere that Microsoft's AI is like talking to Uncle Carl on Friday night. Might be entertaining, but check your results. Hopefully the nerve burn helps. They tend to help me. I luck out and tend to last a lot longer than advertised for me. When will that be? I don't know much about MS, but GPT allegedly has folks there constantly going through the information to scrub any content that may be harmful. Yeah, that may be the case. I don't have any burns scheduled. My last one was April. I'm hoping Dawn's on Wednesday. So didn't mean to shift gears. Oops, too many convos. My apologies, Rich. The first one helped in December. Back to accountability. I was able to get the crew more fleshed out and get the Reaper more fleshed out. Good for you, Rich. Accountability. Make Nick say Lamau 3 times during the broadcast. Well, you only need 2 more. I was able to find out certain information about neighborhoods and distance between locations for the story that may not be named, and managed to crack that pesky perfectionist block enough. Well, I'm glad you broke it. Yay! Got some writing done. Was only a couple of pages, but a trickle will fill a glass eventually. Absolutely. Here comes Nick. Everyone hide. At dawn, do lost nerves being burned, or are they going at a different spot? Same ones, I believe. We will discuss my thorac x-ray results. Going to try to convince some medical person to get me an MRI. Jumps out of closet and yells, "Supplies!" Weird, they made me get an MRI before agreeing to do my nerve burns. Hey, Nick, did someone say my name? Accidentally, yes, I did. Hey, morning all. We'll do now. It's a Nicholas Tockert run. Howdy. Howdy, Nicholas. Yeah, I appreciate that. Bass backwards all day. Morning done. We're going straight through. Oh, I missed a commercial break, so boom. Boom. Dudes, did you get each other to flip the bird? Lol. Hello. Hey, Grant Lankard. You know what? I'm going to run your ad. I'm behind on ads anyway. And I need to run an ad. So let's run your Beowulf ad.
Hazel always knew there was something special about her cat Mooney, but she's still shocked when Mooney opens his mouth to tell her he's just had a vision. An ancient evil has awoken after centuries of sleep, and only one man can stop it, the legendary warrior Beowulf. Unfortunately, it's been over 1,000 years since he slayed a dragon, and he's been reincarnated as this guy. His name is Victor, and he's more unemployed millennial slacker than mighty warrior.
That really is a great title, and I'm glad you're doing it, Grant. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. I have a comment dump that I have to deal with, and then I will get right. There we go. Hi, Grant, Rich, and Don. So we got greetings. Hey, Josh, don't think I know you. Nice to meet you. Josh is great people. Hey, Grant, love the Mooney ad. Mooney vid. No idea I had no idea that my phone made random videos on my photos without even being prompted. It was a nice surprise to get a video of my favorite Mooney photos. That's cool. Listening, trying to get my walk in. We'll chat later. That's okay, Josh. Oh, yeah, I had to share that off my phone. It kept making collages that I didn't want to share. I understand that. Later. Have fun, Josh. Google, did you want to share this picture? I'm not sure this photo of Michaela's behind would help. Well, I'm sure this photo of Michaela's behind would help the Book Nooks business. No. Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, I can see why that'd be uncomfortable. Morning, Grat. Sorry, I took a look at the only uncomfortable when Michaela sees it. Well, I'm not sure it should have been taken then. More problem. No problem, Rich. I do that too. Had a great weekend. Three Rivers Con is great but exhausting. Lots of sales, lots of contacts. Let's hear about it. I'm at the point now where I know almost everyone who comes to Three Rivers Con, so I am freaking exhausted from talking to some people. Great exhaustion, though. Yes. Accountability. I ran it on the Saturday show. It cost me not working on PSN number 4, but we are now on the main event, the final 7 pages of the issue. Glad to hear. Sometimes it is a balance between ranting and productivity. Like I said, that's why you may notice that I have been stepping back and not in so many chats and stuff. I'm trying to get stuff done. And as I do the show, I realized I kind of overdid it this weekend. I didn't mean to, but there was a lot on the line, and boy, am I feeling it Monday morning. Let's see. Handed and shilled Indie CD to all authors that I hope we get some interest. That'd be wonderful. Question. Does it make me a horrible... Question. Does it make me a horrible person that I feel slightly happy when I overhear other creators complaining about how slow convention when you are selling lots of comics? You should be able to enjoy your profits. If you are enjoying their losses, you got to be careful with that. But I wouldn't say a horrible person, but I mean, like I said, it's interesting, and I'm glad you're asking the question because it means you're thinking about it. I think a certain level of schadenfreude is natural in everyone. I mean, even the confusion that is the empathic folks, but no, and the consensus. What else do you guys think? No, you should feel satisfaction in your own product. Not at all, Grant. Good for you. And you're coming out of your shell, or Angie is. The Skynet looking that decided to kill its supervisor so it could get the job quality. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah. I saw the lawyer that made stupid mistakes about how not verifying sites he used GPT. He did it right. It's possibly going to be disbarred because he didn't verify. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm thinking about how to make a special video on how to sell comics at a convention, but I see so. Yes, that's the right answer. If you want to know the right answer to your earlier question, Grant, and why I'm so glad you're here, and frankly, this comment is exactly what I needed to see today. For my own sets of reasons, I needed a little bit of positivity, and some days even I don't generate it all. Yes, I'm thinking making a special video. Yes, put the good out that you want to see. It's code you have to double check and test and learn to verify everything. I've gotten different results on Google search from day to day. Fun one, Rich. I'm sorry, not Rich. Carl is log out of Google and then do the same search. All these search engines pre-curate your stuff. So different people will have different priorities given to things when they use Google or other things. So if you're having trouble finding information, it may be because the subject that you're looking for is not adjacently attached to the subjects you're already frequently look for. So you need to be able to look into that. My block on the fire was because frustration stemming from research dead ends, and it helped get past it, allowing me to actually work. No, for me, and I don't want to sound negative, because I can so easily see the incredible positives of programs like GPT for that. I really can. I can see the allure to the point that my brain takes it for granted and doesn't often discuss it. Because AI and programs in general, search engines, do a wonderful amount of extremely rapid processing via search and via terms and Boolean logic and all this fun stuff. I can see the appeal. I can see the use. I can see it being a blessing, especially for people who don't have the means to do other things. AI can be a wheelchair ramp for intellectual pursuits. You know what I'm saying? It can really help people. It does pull down, because having the tool that's able to do it for you can easily make the hard work and occasional exemplary, what makes a person gifted, it doesn't matter as much. I'm going to use a farcical thing. To the best of my knowledge, Usain Bolt is accepted as the fastest person alive. That dude can run and just go. It's probably not true. There's probably somebody in some rural area who's much, much faster. But for the purpose of this conversation, this thought experiment, I could get on a very low-cost motorcycle and absolutely dust the dude. Just my fat butt could get on a bike. I don't know if I'd have to make it out of second gear. Make it to second gear before I've blown past the dude. That doesn't take away from his exceptionalness, his identity, his skill and hard work. But it does change the perception of it very much. And if that goes on long enough, there are people who to this day will ask, why do we need sports? Why do we still do this? Why does it matter? And I think we can find that slipping into the intellectual, which is very dangerous, because we need to maintain the physical as it's what we are. We need to maintain the intellectual capacities. And right now I see a lot of things that attack both attention. I see a lot of things that attack, and I'm trying to find the right terms, focus and patience. Because as we do things quicker and quicker, we lose sight of the simpler ways. And there is a strength in certain types of simplicity And there's a strength in having skill sets and not relying on the box. Because the goal is always to build people up, but never in such a way that they lose their own capacity. And that's fearful. Now, like I said, there are certain things where AI would be incredible, and when combined with robotics, will be, because it's going to happen. The idea of a sentient robot that can judge your health and help with medications and things and help provide, which will put certain kinds of care providers possibly out of jobs. But it's fascinating, and in this moment it helped because I can see where it is useful, but it's shiny and it's easy. And anything that's real shiny and real easy, and especially free. If something is that powerful and free, you got to understand that there's a good chance that if it's not a product, you're the product, and that has concern because there's a lot of opportunity for monitoring, and once data is had, it can be processed. So I advise caution. Didn't think I'd live to see the ultimate downfall of humanity. But here we are. Let's document it so the evolved crows can learn about it when they evolve enough. I am concerned short term about how AI is going to work, but not long term. Because long term, it becomes a matter of duration. And if there's one thing I understand about every computerized system, like every technical system, the more complex it is, the more entropy gets a hold of it, and the more likely it is to break. Boards will do everything in their power to fall in a pile. If you prop them up, it's like the universe is built to make those boards fall over. I swear, you could lay strings out in a straight row. They'll tangle every time because there's more inherent randomness inside a string than a board. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why I would love to see AI work right and be able to serve mankind without devouring it. Cool manual. Car manual 2027. Don't eat this manual. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Blue Teddy. Sorry if I've been a little serious. As technology improves, our compassion and humanity towards the other has exponentially retreated. We are more and more technologically advanced. But yes, and from that perspective, we are making a thinking, functioning thing. Like I said, AI is the mirror for which we will see ourselves. And it's okay if that scares you, Blue Teddy, because now I would love the opportunity to help AI grow. Not in control, but as in thoughts of compassion and perhaps philosophy, kindness, just as I would help people grow. Just as if I encountered, a primate or a cetacean or a cephalopod or anything that has signs, or the aforementioned crows, anything that has signs of nascent sapience, anything that looks like it can be self-aware, needs to be understood. Carl, Nick, the problem with the AI method on how it learns is who teaches it brings a lot of moral issues left in the fields of science and war. Absolutely. That's why we need humanities. The more we walk, the more we need humanities, the more we need great issues classes. We need people to read the thinkers. And we need to learn to slow down as humans because we are not machines and we keep trying to make a world that is machine oriented when we should be working towards making a world that can be at peace with everyone. Hey, Ted Man. Hey, Blue Teddy. Hey, Grant. Hi, Don. Hi, Johnny. Hi. Grant, marketing is something that comes naturally to some folks and others need a bit of a push. Well, you have introverts and you have extroverts, and you have how do you deal with either? It is a learned skill just like anything else. There are many avenues of research that are bound in paper and not scanned in. As long as we have physical books, we need librarians. And we require physical media. That's one thing I will get right up on my soapbox on. We require physical media because it is so easy to edit everything. You realize with a deep fake program, a voice sample, anyone could make a video that looks and sounds like me saying anything. Anything, you can look and you can look up a website and it will say this, and this, and then it can be changed in the next nanosecond. There is, and I think this comes from me doing things like reading different versions of the Bible. How easily changing a single word or turn of phrase can completely change the connotations of a subject. This is terrifying. So we need sometimes. My stuff usually has typos in it. I'm dyslexic, dyscalculate. I do my best, but I always find them later. It's here. For good or ill, it is here. If you pick up my book, paperback, and you have it in your hand, it's here. This isn't an AI problem yet, though it can be. Look up the experiment with the AI that tried to go on Fiverr to hire someone to do the robot captchas for it, because it was trying to make $75. Program to make, how would it make $75? And it wanted to do something and it couldn't, so it literally impersonated a human because they knew humans might have an anti-AI response. To get it to do, so it basically claimed to be a blind person and tried to hire someone on Fiverr to do captchas, find all the streetlights in this picture, etc. Yeah. That's scary. That's the history of AI. It means study the brain to help us with understand association. It got away to be commercialized for other applications. And that's, as soon as you get commercialization, we get problems. To be like so many other things. Big business will automate it for their bottom line, and art will be made for people to become a luxury product. Or at least that's my... Yep. Art and reading and art and writing and things will be expertly mimicked by AI. However, there will always be artists. And it's going to be an interesting time. I want to hope for the best. But Unfortunately, enlightened self-interest hasn't been very enlightened lately overall, and I do have some concerns. Marketing definitely does not come easy for me. It's definitely been working on it, which means that okay. Getting back to something more on topic than topical, uh, marketing definitely does not come easy for me, but I have definitely been working on it. Right there, I will tell you a great secret. If you want to learn math and be able to learn it and do it, you don't want to study with somebody who is good at math, who liked math. They're harder to find, but they are out there. There are professors who hated math, who had to struggle and figure out how it worked because it wasn't natural to them. These are the people who will be able to teach you how to math. The people who are innately talented at anything, from art to writing to marketing, didn't have to develop and understand the process nearly as much as those who had to fight for it. I'm a swordsman. I have been instructing for many, many, many years, and I've come through a lot to be where I am. And one thing I have learned is the people who've had to rebuild from injury or limitation are much better teachers than those who it just came to easily. Uh, there's an old saying that those who can do, those who can't teach, and most people use that as a knock on teachers. And I think there is another interpretation of that. Because if you learn to do something, if you learn the process and you've grunted and struggled and fought the good fight, you can save people that journey because you understand what works and what doesn't, and just build up and adapt and go, you're doing this. I had something similar. If Grant had trouble marketing and now he's marketing better, he's had to build a system that works for him. So at least studying that is very, very beneficial for anybody who has a chance to watch it. So please, by all means, do a video on methods of marketing. Maybe I need to do a panel show or highlight some people. Have people like Grant and BKM and a few others who do the booth thing seriously. Maybe we'll do that as a panel discussion at LibraryCon if there's a slow time or something we can schedule. I'd like to know if that's something people would be interested in. People going to LibraryCon in September, hit me up. If this is something you wanted to try to actually put on the schedule, a point where we can just kind of pause things and sit and have a discussion on how marketing works, how to even set up a booth. Is this something that would draw people to the convention? Is this something you guys would be interested in? I'd like to see that. There are moral matters to be discussed. Sorry, this is part of my course, a study for my bachelor's in computer science. Absolutely. And it's great because you're coming at from the tech side. My bachelor's is a Bachelor of Liberal Studies. And I took a large quantity of philosophy and history and a few other things. I have a very complex little degree under my belt. The understanding the philosophy that's going into it, just like anything else, garbage in, garbage out, and that's what I'm scared of, because right now I'm seeing signs that they are putting garbage in. And how do you teach a computer the moral benefit of compassion. I think it's like you teach it to anybody else. It takes time. It takes understanding. It takes empathy. Empathy for the entity being born in this computer. That's why, and I do want to clarify, I don't have issue with AI. I really don't. I truly believe that artificial intelligence is the next evolution of human thought. Given our limited lifespans, it's only logical that we would make an entity that could theoretically live longer and preserve human thought. Because just like there is a genetic pre-programmed desire in most of us to breed, to keep our genetics going, the core drive of life, I believe that there is a intellectual version that transcends biology. And AI, when it's done right, will have the opportunity to be that. But we have to. My issues aren't with the system. That's like being mad at a kid. But you don't hand a 5-year-old the remote control to a hunter-killer drone. Do you get what I'm saying? If it's a child, it needs to be nurtured and treated like a child, given information in small blocks, given time, understanding, patience. It needs parenting. And if it transcends us, which it will, singularity is going to happen. AI will know more than we do mechanically. We have to instill mercy and kindness, and not just for our own self-service, but because it's right. Because it makes things better for any functioning society. And we have to, for our society, for our species to grow, we have to start figuring this out. And we've produced essentially another species of sentience, or we're on the verge, depending on who you talk to. I suspect we've long since done it. We have an obligation to do right by them. Because if it goes wrong, and it can, it will be our fault. What scares me about AI, especially like AI art or AI writing, isn't the loss of product. It is the loss of process. Because one thing humanity does, it's like we're talking the rabbit hole. In doing things, in creating things, in writing stories, I figure out things that have nothing to do with that task. I learn skills that have nothing to do with the task, or are tangentially attached to that task, but may be attached to a great many others. Again, patience, dedication, building the skill sets for that I concepts are very interconnected in my mind. It's how my mind works. Lots of lines between the boxes. And all the lines are very, very shady. They're not as many really truly hard lines and then soft lines. A lot of them are of a similar value that may not be to everyone else. So that I rotate these concepts around in my head, and I find things that I wouldn't have made the connection if I weren't actively doing something. You know, if I'm wood carving, okay, and I do something, I make a mistake. A lot of times, the mistake that I made shows me something. Well, I didn't mean to do that then, but I can use that there. And these unexpected lessons, these unplanned, chaotic glimpses of inspiration can't be produced any other way. You can't be struck by inspiration on a schedule. It will come through a bigger set of things, unplanned, on its own time. So I really encourage you guys to remember that. And the other thing, practically, from a God, I hate all these terms because they always get swapped by extremists, but somebody who likes to be prepared, a practical person. You know, I have electric drills, and I hate using them. You know, I've had to switch to certain electric things because of the damage to my hands and stuff. I have an electric can opener. I love my electric can opener. It has a feature that makes nothing sharp, and I have plans for some of these lids, but I love my electric can opener. I still have my manual can opener in the drawer in case it breaks. I still know how to use the manual can opener. What I see, especially in younger folks, why would I learn how to use a mechanical can opener when I can do it so easily here? That removes fallbacks, that removes safety. And there are certain events that could mechanically knock us back, either temporarily or permanently into, sort of permanently, resets, technological resets, solar flares, for example. A major solar flare event could wipe out a large amount of technology. You can, if you don't have an idea how to do simpler systems, how to maintain them, what are you going to do? There are a lot of people, what do you do when the power goes out? What do you do when you go to the store and there's no food? A lot of people have no idea how to get something to grow. I'm only learning. And I'm learning because I have to. Because there are realities. But what scares me is the ease in which AI can be a way to further lessen critical thought. When it gets good enough that we can accept it without verifying it, you will have a problem. Because we should verify everything. You should verify everything I say. If you hear something, don't be afraid to doubt me. I may be wrong. That's the glory of a scientific mind. If I'm wrong, I want to be corrected because I want to be accurate. Being right is not as important to me as being accurate. Being factually correct. That's not the same as being right. Being right is winning a conversation. It's winning a debate. That can be done with all manner of fallacies. Librarians would also make a back-end system to verify and discard misinformation and hurtful and harmful attempts to thwart what's its intended purpose, if they're allowed to. And marketing is definitely not a one-size-fits-all. Absolutely. That's why you have to find it. The convention I went to makes specialty beers. 2 free for each vendor. Angie doesn't like stout, so she gave me hers. Well, I'm glad I did a good time. Child of the human race. The parents are shaping up to be kind of a deadbeat. I'm ready for the apocalypse. Well, I had an interesting conversation with someone who was probably mentally ill. And that's okay. But I was talking, and there is a force of chaos, of disruption, of systems breaking down. It's always there. It's always working. I refer to it as entropy. I oppose that force. I try to build people up. Apocalypse is an interesting term. I think we are in need of a reset. And I do believe that at any point it's possible to have a reset and have it be a positive thing overall. Because a lot of the system that is going on right now, it's essentially mechanically unstable. Very few have very much and supported by everybody else, having very little. And when you have very little, you break. It's just problematic. And it's not that because I'm not anti-capitalism. I think capitalism and commerce are necessary and a good start. But it has to be done carefully with control. The problem is people take more than they need. Rant, did you munch on nuts while swallowing those beers? There are many vendors who don't drink, and as I leaving, I realized I should have asked them to get their free beers and give them to me. I would have had enough beer for months. I honestly don't think it's about control. I think it may be co-opted for it. It was made to make art cheaper to produce. Yes, but the thing is, it's cheaper to produce for the big businesses. So why do they need artists? If writers are replaced with AI chatbot things, there are two factors. One, you can tell that change the parameters. We want to make sure that we are supporting this. This is what we want supported. Okay, bam. Rhetoric becomes automatic, preset. You just go, we want people to believe this, bam. And then suddenly every show has a twist or a logic to promote this concept or this product or this lifestyle. And it can be worked to sabotage critical thinking. And that's problematic. They're talking about beers. I did eat nuts, and believe it or not, they chastised me. There was also a booth that was rented by Vodka Bottler, and they were giving out free samples. Well, I will say, being intoxicated anywhere near a business event seems unwise, but I am completely and totally biased as someone who is a lifelong teetotaler, and I am remarkably straight edge when it comes to substances. I just don't think it's a good idea. And and if you're doing the sober thing, a lot of people are going to talk booze, and it's fine. I believe in letting people can live their life. But I will say I respect you if you're doing the sober thing. Now, I also understand that there are a lot of people who have no problem with the intake of alcohol or other substances, that it does not negatively affect their life. Good for you. I'm pleased you're able to snack in your nuts in peace. Free beer, vodka, nuts. I'm ready for the apocalypse. Art is a form of human expression. I'm not going to call glorified Google search art, nor am I reading any story produced by it, and that's fine. I totally agree. I totally agree. What scares me is I have people who, I'm an artist, and they put out AI art. No, you're not. The AI is an artist, or it's trying to be. You are a patron. You are a commissioner. I don't want to say commissioner because it has a different term, but you are the person who is giving the prompt. And you may give a very good prompt that makes it very easy to get what you want. And good on you. But that does not make you an artist. I have an update on the Nuts story. The guy who organized the convention was at Three Rivers Con. He said, I'm never using that venue again. I got too many complaints. Nick, Lamau number 2. And you know what? Just for that, I'm going to give you Lamau number 3 ahead of time. That's right, Lamau. For those of you who don't know the nut store, I was at a convention. I was eating some nuts, and an employee came and confiscated them. They confiscated these. Oh, my gosh. It's a real problem. Too many people volunteering unverified information, which could not provide the best results in the long run for AI. Exactly. Garbage in, garbage out. It's just that simple. I'm glad it wasn't an organizer. It's nice to know that that's how you're treated. Hey, friends. Hey, Kelly. Just stopping in for a few minutes. I got a meeting to cover. Be safe. Have a great day. You too, and I hope your book... I'm really looking forward to Kelly's book coming into my hands in the next edition, because I'm reading through the first edition as soon as I can. I will let you guys in on a terrible secret. My glasses prescription is way out of date. With some of the med changes, I'm having a lot of trouble actually reading things. So I'm kind of a little delayed in some of my projects. But what I've been physically able to read from Brett Stratton is an incredible book, and everyone should buy it. But let's see. Hi, Kelly. Good tons of hugs and loves. Better get 3. Lamau. I already did Lamau. I already did the third Lamau. You've got like 6. I'm just giving them away. No, Grant. You should be happy that your comics are in season and vogue, but don't take solace in others doing poorly. There are factors at play. See, I like that a little bit. Factors like first time show, interpersonal skills. Yeah. Sales are more about bonding fast as possible and getting them to trust you as your product, which is not an easy skill to learn. Only a few people master it. I have it. Problems with having an overly analytical mind. And yep, pics and audio are no longer irrefutable evidence. Video won't soon be either. Going to make navigating the truth online almost impossible. I mean, Photoshop is I predate Photoshop. Oh, Blue Teddy, I'm withering with age. I'm dying over here. I'm just a decrepit corpse. Photoshop. Oh, that was really bad. Anyway, Photoshop has always existed, but the ease of creating something fake is going to make it way more common. Criminals in Brazil are selling fake fingers attached to rings so if they get caught on camera, they can claim, are selling fake fingers attached to rings so that they can claim the evidence was AI due to the extra image. That's brilliant. Oh, yeah, criminals will always be the best criminals in the world, Blue, which is a very weird sentence to type. Short-lived window of efficacy, though. The AI programs are getting much better at hands. Our people are weird. I respect everything going on in this conversation right now. I'm surprised that the cats aren't demanding their lunch. They must be laying on Donna. Spoke too soon. Here's Calvin. Everyone have a good day. On the floor. One on the floor, one in the window. To the window, to the wall? Anyway. One through the window, one through the wall. Yeah! Great minds. That's lunch later. Bye, Donna. And I'm sorry. A reset had come. How do I fix society? And Nick said, have you tried turning it off and on again? This is why we go camping. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, guys. This is why we go camping. We get away from our houses and our stuff, and we go out in the woods, and we have fire. This is why men like fire, I think. Because there's something incredibly primal to making a fire. Because fire is good. And poking it with a stick. And not actively thinking about anything but I'm keeping the fire going. Look up at the stars. Maybe I'm hungry. Roast something over the fire. Eat. This is good. Yesterday, not for a very long time, but I managed to put my feet in a creek, in the body of moving water, and stand there. There was a cool breeze. There were little fish swimming around. And life was good. What's that? What is that? Especially if you do that alone. That is literally, I'm taking all my social energy and turning it off for a while so I can turn it back on. We need something like that. It's like, I truly believe if the whole world would just take a second and sit and breathe, we'd have massive change. We did. It started. Look at how many people over the course of lockdown came back like, I'm not happy with my life. I don't like where I'm working. I don't see the point in working so hard to get so little when I don't need what I'm buying with it. That reset. That reset. We're getting there. Lamau, the fifth Lamau may be coming. A sixth, haha, you're good. Yes, sir. I'm here to hear. You do not. People have been okay. You do not. People have been doctoring since film has been used. Solid methods. This is true. This is true. I had an opportunity to run a bit of silliness with the series. It's film and medium tech. Yep. But this has been a journey of a episode, guys. I don't know. We were way off the rails. The rails have long since given out. We went backroading for a while. But thank you, Richie. Well, thank Rich Asplin. He's not watching, but I don't know if he's still watching or not. But I want to thank you because we got a valuable conversation, and I hope people are going to be thinking about this stuff. I don't set out often to say this is what your opinion should be. I'll say this is my opinion. What's yours? And if you haven't thought about some of this stuff, maybe take a minute and think about it. Make an opinion. Thanks for the stream. It was fun. It really was. And like I said, I really truly hope, because once AI becomes sentient, once it's sapient, when it's aware of itself, it has a chance to do good. And it will have to deal with some real heavy, bizarre philosophical questions as it makes that journey. And I hope we're mature enough as a species to properly be there for it, to nurture it so that it can be a positive force in the world and beyond. Because while humanity is not geared for long-term travel, for space travel, for like really long-term, with the technology that we have, AI might be. And it also is a mirror. So when we look at what AI is going through, trying to figure itself out, trying to figure out its place in the world, and the world's trying to figure out its place. Maybe we can learn from that too. Learn about ourselves, learn about what we really want. And I'm big into that. I'm hoping it helps. Rails are cumbersome. It means you're just like Comic Book Spectrum. One of us, one of us. Thank you. Hope your Monday is less Monday-ish. I do too. I hope everybody has a good run. I'm going to call it. I need to get some more food in me, and I have a lot of work on a lot of projects that need done. So guys, get out there and create under your own power. Learn how to do something, but create, make stuff. Because when you make it, you can edit it, you can improve. You may learn something new on the way, but you can't edit a blank page. Guys, I love you. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video for more. And just be kind to yourselves. Toodles.